At a recent council meeting, City of North Vancouver Mayor Linda Buchanan quietly dropped a $5 billion bombshell.
At the Metro Vancouver Board, I called upon Metro Vancouver to address the systemic issues and defer the proposed $5 billion borrowing bylaw.
Buchanan highlighted that Metro Vancouver has advanced a request for up to $5 billion in new borrowing authority, with more funding pressure already on the horizon.
Metro Van's fiscal position is driven by a capital program that has grown beyond the organization's capacity. The debt is growing faster than the assets.
That should not be ignored. To be completely fair, Buchanan defended the City of North Vancouver's financial planning, and on that she's largely right. But here's the complication. She has served on Metro's board since 2018, including 2 years as vice chair. That means she has helped govern the institution whose decisions are producing these financial risks and these demands. Here's the key point. When a Metro insider warns the system is straining, we should listen. And Buchanan has been a Metro insider for the better part of a decade. Why should you care about Metro's debt ceiling? Because Metro's debt is something all Metro households pay for. Let me explain. Metro operates with an internal debt ceiling of 40%, a guardrail meant to ensure it can service its debt with core revenues, like utility fees. Buchanan warned that Metro is approaching 36%, dangerously close to the 40% debt ceiling. And that's before new borrowing has even been accounted for.
Metro Van's fiscal position is driven by a capital program that has grown beyond the organization's capacity. The debt is growing faster than the assets.
Metro has advanced a new $5 billion borrowing bylaw, roughly double its historical long-term debt. The authority is being sought before final costs are known on major projects, including the North Shore Wastewater Treatment Plant and the Wastewater Treatment Plant in Richmond, the Iona plant. Now, once a borrowing bylaw is approved, it cannot be meaningfully clawed back, and households become the guarantors. We are on the hook to pay off that debt. When Metro operates this close to its debt limit, households are exposed. Exposed to higher utility rates, exposed to costs stretched out over decades, and exposed to a system where ratepayers have no direct way to influence Metro's biggest, costliest decisions. We've seen this with the North Shore Wastewater Treatment Plant. Billions over budget, accountability deferred, and households left carrying a bill they never approved and cannot escape.
Now is not the time for Metro Vancouver to continue down the same road.
And that's why a full public inquiry matters. On the surface, a public inquiry into the North Shore Wastewater Treatment Plant, well, it might look like only an inquiry into a project gone horribly wrong, maybe a one-off. But a proper inquiry would go much further into how Metro makes decisions, manages risks, and allows costs to spiral. Before another $5 billion is locked in, that sort of scrutiny isn't radical, it's responsible. We can all surely agree that Metro is a mess. And this all might get much worse as Metro embarks on the largest roster of new projects in the organization's history.
The capital program has exploded in scale with $11.59 billion over the next 5-year financial plan.
A proper public inquiry will show us not only what needs to be fixed, but perhaps even how to fix it. I'm Jeremy Cato, and this is the North Shore. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.